Hi again, everyone. Just wanted to say welcome to the new people who have joined in the past few minutes, and thanks again for coming to the webinar that we're running today. We're going to get started in just 1 minute here, waiting on the last of our attendants to sign in. Again, just a quick few housekeeping items before we get started. Like I mentioned, the webinar will run until about 1:30, and today's presentation will be recorded and sent to you later this week, probably tomorrow, as well as being posted on our YouTube channel for you to refer back to at any time. Our presenter today is Andy Yadigar. He's our head of product management and delivery, and he's going to be introducing you to the dashboard. He's going to tell you a little bit about how and why we built it, and then take you through the live demo in just a second here of all the awesome features and functionality, as well as answer any questions you might have. Again, if you do have questions during the presentation, just use the question box on the right-hand side of the GoToWebinar window while Andy's presenting, and someone will get back to you with an answer either during the webinar or right after the presentation finishes. Anyways, thanks again for joining us, and I'm going to pass it over to Andy now, and he's going to take it from here.
Thanks, Meredith. And thank you, everyone, for making time to attend the webinar today. My name is Andy Yadigar, and I head up the product management and development teams here at Fiix. I joined Fiix in 2016 after spending about the last 15 years or so designing and building products for some of the world's largest companies. Here at Fiix, I spend most of my time getting to know our users, walking a mile in their shoes, and listening to their feedback. This is a critical part of my job as it puts the voice of our users at the center of everything we do at Fiix. My team is made up of user advocates, subject matter experts, and engineers who build products that contribute to how our users can do their jobs more efficiently. In today's webinar, we're going to focus on our newest addition to Fiix CMMS, the Fiix dashboard, aimed at helping our users access the right data and key performance indicators to make the right decisions in real time. I'm going to give everyone a quick overview of this new feature, and then we'll dive into an interactive demo. We'll have dedicated time at the end of this webinar to answer any questions you may have. And as Meredith mentioned earlier on, please feel free to use the tools that are available to you in the GoToWebinar panel, and we'll get to as many of them as we can at the end of the demo. As Meredith mentioned, we'll also be emailing out our answers shortly after. And this demo is recorded and will be available to you as well, as Meredith mentioned. Let's dive into it. So today, Fiix CMMS is used by over 10,000 users across 2,000 customers, and we sign up about 80 new customers per month. Therefore, their needs for quality data and its importance is becoming increasingly critical in making the right decisions at every level. Whether it's a technician accessing their daily rounds and scheduled maintenance, the manager keeping an eye on their maintenance team's activities and performance, or an executive high above evaluating the success of the execution of their maintenance strategy, the ability to see all the information in one place is only going to allow for better, more informed decisions to be made in real time at every level. Now, some of our customers are dedicating a lot of time and resources to sift through data manually to create metrics and reports offline that allow for these decisions to be made. But the reality is most of our customers don't have the in-house resources to put against these activities. So we've listened to our customers' needs and gathered their feedback and radically re-engineered and redesigned our CMMS to provide instant access to the information they need in real time. Now, with this new dashboard, and just to let everybody know that we released this dashboard on Monday, so it's already available in production and in our CMMS. We didn't want you to spend your time setting up and designing pages and layouts. So we're providing ready-to-use, pre-built visual dashboards out of the box that cater to the various maintenance roles who access our product. We're wrangling the right data and provide the right metrics to the right users to make the right decisions. Now, what's really cool about this dashboard is how easy it is to use. And we're excited to be the first and only CMMS software that provides this level of insight without the complexity that usually comes with it. I'm going to cover this topic a little more in depth through the demo, as well as show you these sample out-of-the-box dashboards. Now, the most exciting and powerful capability of our dashboard is the flexibility and customization power it provides and puts in the hands of our users. Whether it's the layout and positioning of these KPIs, their sizing, or the fine-tuning of the data being accessed, you'll have the control of composing the right dashboard that meets your business needs. And we don't expect you to know how to compose queries or mine data either. We know you got more important things to worry about, so we've got you covered there. Now in my demo, I'll also walk you through examples of how to customize a dashboard as well. We'll go through a bit of a use case there. Our new dashboard will also be providing, out of the box, a comprehensive list of key performance indicators available to our users. Now, what you see on the screen, some of these KPIs are really limited to administrators and managerial use, and some are designed for the technician. Now at Fiix, we're passionate about providing continuous value to our customers and users. This new dashboard is really the starting point of a lot more exciting analytics and business intelligence capabilities available to you as you continue to innovate and release new features in the near and midterm future. I hope this presentation gave everyone a good background story and introduction information on our newest dashboard. I'm now going to switch over to the demo, but before I do that, please note that we're not using any customer data here, and all the information is fictitious, and it's really to demonstrate the functionality of the dashboard. If you give me a minute, I'm going to just switch screens in here, and we'll start the demo. Now, what you see on the screen here is me logged into our CMMS as an administrator. What I'm going to cover through the demo are a few main points. First, we're going to go through the overall look and feel of the dashboard. We'll look at the widgets and templates and the backlog that you see on the screen, and then we'll do some demonstration of the interaction of the widget. I'll show you guys the list of the KPIs that are available. We'll look at the multi-site power of the dashboard, and then we'll finish off with customization. We'll go through a small use case of how we can customize a dashboard for your needs. All right, so let's start with look and feel. So as I said earlier, this is me logged in as an administrator into our CMMS, and what you see right now is an out-of-the-box, like I mentioned earlier, dashboard that is available to the administrator. The composition and the list of KPIs here is a direct result of the feedback that we've gotten from our users over time. And the KPIs here are, again, out of the box without any configuration. What you'll notice is the different colors and different graph types, and these are really designed to provide context around any kind of alerts, any kind of information that needs to be actioned by the users. Over on the right-hand side, we have a re-engineered work order backlog. And what this really is the section where our users are able to see what's supposed to happen, what, when, and by whom, or if it's done yet. We've broken up this section into 4 major pieces. What's happening this week, and that's broken into work orders and scheduled maintenance. Any kind of work orders that are in draft mode, so they're still being perfected before being assigned. Any work requests that are coming in that need to be assigned to a technician, and anything that's late. So without having to leave this dashboard, the users are able to get a really comprehensive insight into what's happening with their maintenance. I'm going to show you exactly what a technician dashboard looks like, which is basically a simpler version of the administrator that provides the critical information for the technician to get their job done and to get things done properly. And this is an example of the technician dashboard, which with the exact same availability of information on the backlog. And again, because I'm logged in as an administrator, I see a lot more information. If I was logged in as a technician, I would only see the information that is important for me, basically the work orders that are assigned to me or the group that I belong to. So the information will be a lot more crisp and focused. Let's go back and look at the interactivity a little bit. All of these KPIs that provide whole numbers are interactive. And what that means is, let's pick an example. If I'm looking at the high priority work orders for all my groups, and there are 3 right now, I can easily get to that list of 3 by just clicking onto that KPI. And that takes me to that list. And from here, I can drill deeper into that work order and make the changes and the actions that I need to take in order for me to address those. If I'm reassigning to somebody else or reading information on what's happening, I can do that straight from the dashboard as a click-through. Same thing happens with the other KPIs. So let's look at work requests. So these are that coming in through whether they're guests or internal users. And again, I can click through, see that list of work requests, and action them from there. The same interaction happens on the backlog. So these are the work orders that are exposed to me that are really happening this week. So if I needed to look into that work order, and if I'm interested in something that's late, for example, I can navigate to that section, and just by clicking on this item, I can see the actual work order so that I can see all the information in context and make the changes that I need to make in order for that work order to be done properly. That's a high-level interaction of the KPIs. Now, these are out-of-the-box KPIs and dashboards that I'm walking through in here. But as a user, obviously, the needs are different on a user-by-user or customer-by-customer basis. So if I need to change what's happening on the screen and what's showing up on the screen, I have access to all the widgets that I showed you on our slide through the dashboard. So I can come in here and look at all the widgets that I can include or add to this dashboard that I'm interested in. I'm going to add one that is actually very, very interesting one. This mean time to repair is really a KPI that our customers are currently spending a lot of time offline sifting through data, making all the calculations to come up with that one number. Just by adding that metric, that KPI into my dashboard, it's already accessing all of my CMMS data and provides that number real time with just a matter of adding it. So as you can see, as a user of this dashboard, just because I get something out of the box, I'm not limited to it. I can do a lot more to it. Now let's go a little bit deeper and look at multi-site. We have a significant number of our customers, manufacturing organizations, that have either different plants in one location or have a distributed business that spans across the world. And from an administrative or executive perspective, I may be just as interested as holistic data as I am diving deeper and looking at a plant-by-plant or a site-by-site level. Our dashboard does that, again, out of the box. And this example setup that I have right now has a bunch of sites across different cities in the US. I'm going to just pick one just to show you what happens to the dashboard if I want to focus my dashboard to that one location. I'm going to choose Albuquerque. When I choose that, the entire dashboard changes, and it orients itself towards Albuquerque. And all this information in here is now towards Albuquerque. If I change it to Philadelphia, same thing happens. Now, all the data is now focused on Philadelphia, so that me as a manager or executive or administrator can start to look at these sites within the context of the dashboard I'm looking at. We have customers that are interested in doing that ad hoc, or they create multiple dashboards with each of those focusing on a different location so that they can tap through and see that information in real time. So that's a high level view of our multi-site. And let's move on to the last piece of the demo, which is really around customization. That's where the power comes in. I'll pick one use case that I've already started. I'm going to finish it with everybody here on the demo. Let's move over to the new dashboard that I've put together in here. And this is a dashboard that I chose to show two very critical KPIs to my business needs. One is schedule compliance, and schedule compliance that I'm looking at is a aggregate roll-up, as well as two groups that I'm interested in. So I have my PV technicians and my supervisors. In this case, this KPI is repeated 3 times, and the two that are smaller are now showing me what the technicians' compliance is versus my supervisors and how they compare against the overall schedule compliance. I'm going to repeat the same process, and I'll do it for high priority work orders. So I'll do the same thing. I'm going to go back to my edit mode. I'm going to add the overdue. I'm actually add overdue work orders. I'll add it 3 times. I don't have to do it 3 times. But before I do that, I'm going to move this one over. And I'm going to resize this because this is going to be my overall one. So I just have to drag the corner over, and I'm resizing it. That just places it where it's supposed to be. Now I'll add the overdue one a couple more times. And because I have control over my layout, I'm going to have the same layout as my schedule compliance has. I'll move the other 2 over so that I have the same type of symmetrical layout for my dashboard. Again, it's all up to your preferences. So when I save it, what happens is this overdue work order now showed up 3 times, but because I haven't customized it, it shows the same information 3 times. But now I want to go into these other 2 and have them focus only on the two groups that I'm interested in. So let's go to the first one here. I'll click on this little cog in here, and I'll choose to limit the focus of this widget to the PV Technicians user group. When I choose PV Technicians, when I save it, you see right away the KPI change is only showing me that information for the PV Technicians. I'll do the same thing, and I'm going to add the supervisors. Now, as you see, the supervisors and the technicians have their own widget and how they compare to the overdue work orders as a whole. And again, all of these particular ones are interactive, so I can click through and look at the actual work orders that make up these numbers, so that I can, again, go deeper and make the changes that I like to make. So this pretty much concludes our demo. And I want to mention a couple of things before I move on in here. One is, again, that this dashboard is currently available. We launched this dashboard on Monday, and it is available across all of our current pricing tiers. And what you went through today isn't a particular pricing tier or a particular version of the dashboard. All of our current pricing tiers have access to the exact same dashboard with the exact same functionality. And the only difference in functionality is going to be around how they're set up, whether they're multi-site or not, will change how the dashboard is going to compose itself to them. I hope you can see the power and flexibility of this feature and how it can help you find key insights on your maintenance activities, but action them with the right context. I'll just now move it over to Meredith to move us along here.
All right, thanks for that awesome presentation, Andy. We've had a few questions come in during the presentation, and we're going to take a few minutes now just to go through those questions and answer them one at a time. So the first question that that arrived was, how many dashboard templates are there?
So currently there are 3 main templates. One is for the administrator and manager use, one is for the technician, and one is for the purchaser.
Okay, sounds good. The next question was, what if there are KPIs that I would like on my dashboard that you don't currently have available?
Great question. So as an organization, we are always looking at creating and introducing new KPIs that provides value to our customers. We have a backlog of KPIs that we're looking at releasing in a near midterm. But in the meantime, if there are any KPIs that you're interested in, please reach out to us through our support team, and we'll take all of your requests and feedback, and we'll add it to our backlog as well.
Okay, thanks. We had a question come in here that says, what about downtime reports?
Right, so we have 2 KPIs that are currently available. One is the asset offline count, and the other one is the current offline assets. These are whole numbers. We are currently working on a more scientific way of measuring downtime, and once we have the right data capture and the right algorithm, we'll make those available as well.
All right, thanks, Andy. We had a question that just came in that says, can we change the widgets on the mobile dashboard?
Right, so currently our mobile app does not have the capability to change the dashboard. This is a new feature that we've just released into market. We're going to have this feature available on the mobile app once we kind of go through an initial phase of it. We are currently working on a brand new mobile app for the technician, and I can tell you that some of the KPIs that we have in here will be available for a technician on the mobile app as well.
All right. This one says, are the dashboard widget KPIs available in your reports? How can you show that?
So the KPIs that we have today, as the way they look and how they're presented, are not currently available in our reports. I know we've got a lot of feedback on how our reports could be more visual, could have more of an executive summary. I know that our team is actively looking at those, and we'll definitely be looking at some way to synergize both dashboards and reports in the future.
Thank you for that. We've had a few more questions roll in, which is great. So this, on the same subject of KPIs, this question says, can we make or create our own KPIs? Right,
so for the initial phase of the dashboard, the KPIs will be created by Fiix. As we roll out the KPIs and the features that come with it, we will definitely allow our customers to create their own KPIs. It is on a roadmap to do. There's a couple of things that we are working on, just to let everybody know. One is around distribution, and that would allow the administrators to create and distribute templates to their users, to their technicians, and then part of that will be the ability to create your own KPIs. It is something definitely that we have on our roadmap, and we'll make that available to you in the near future.
Sounds good. Now, we've had a few people ask basically that they don't see the new dashboard in their view, and that isn't it supposed to be available today. I think you spoke to this earlier, but just in case, can you reiterate the answer to that question?
Absolutely. So a couple of things. I mean, I don't unfortunately know everybody's CMMS set up right now who's attending the webinar. My suggestion is to get in touch with your account manager. They'll know your setup a lot better than I could, and they can also help you really to the next steps. The dashboard is available to our current pricing tiers and current tiers that are available on our website. But if you don't see it on your current setup, please get in touch with the account manager. They can help you out.
Sounds good. And then this person has asked, can the dashboard be accessed on an iPhone? And I'll extend that to any sort of smartphone or tablet device.
Right. So there's a couple of different ways you can access this particular dashboard. The recommended way to get to this exact experience that we went through today would be through a tablet and by getting it through a browser. From a native app perspective, like I mentioned earlier on, we are currently working on a brand new mobile experience for our technicians. In our mobile experience, we will have the dashboard KPIs available, but if you need to get to the exact same dashboard with the exact same customization, I recommend, if you're on a tablet, to log on through a browser. Our dashboard has been tested against tablets, and the experience is exactly the same.
Thanks, Andy. We have one more question that just came in. This person asked, in the widgets, it shows by group for past due work orders. Are you able to change it to locations as well? This person has 3 different locations but several groups.
Right. So the KPIs on an individual basis are not filtered by location. The way that you can filter by locations is on a dashboard level. And the way that we've seen our customers use it is that they actually create a dashboard per location. Either they repeat the same dashboard or they create a new dashboard. As I showed earlier on in my demo, you can actually change the site for the dashboard. And that allows you to filter on a KPI level per group and then filter the dashboard on a location basis. If you have more questions about that, again, I highly recommend getting in touch with the account manager. What they can do then, they can get you in touch with our sales engineers, and they can hopefully give you some walkthrough as well, so that you're trained properly.
Thanks. Another question here: can we define the time space that we want to show KPI information for? For instance, this person says, I want to know open work orders only of 2017 or just this month, etc. Are they able to do that?
Some of our KPIs have that option. Some of them allow you to say, rolling week, rolling 30 days, 60 and 90 days. It really is different on a KPI by KPI level. We have, for example, our scheduled maintenance. I'll give you an example. Scheduled maintenance may not be the same example that this question comes from, but we have a lot of customers that spend the first bit of the time onboarding to really train their technicians. So they may not close work orders on time, they may not attend to scheduled maintenance on time because everybody is still learning. So our new KPI allows them to say, ignore the onboarding time, for example, ignore the first 3 months and only start tracking after this particular date. And this is better for them because it provides true information. We have some KPIs that look at rolling, let's say in a rolling week, rolling 30, 60, 90 days. If you'd like to get an exact list of which ones have rolling or not, please get in touch with the account manager or your sales rep, and they'll get that information to you.
All right, sounds good. So just one more question here before we wrap up. And like I said, if we didn't get to your question today, we will be reaching out to everybody who attended the webinar. So don't worry if you still have questions. But the last one that we had come in here was whether or not we can send a link of this recording, and I can actually take that one. So we will be sending the recorded version of this webinar out probably tomorrow afternoon. So we'll be sending a follow-up email to everybody who attended with that information. So hopefully that was helpful in clearing up some of the questions that you might have had about the new dashboard. Just a reminder again, if we didn't get to your question, we will be following up with you. But you're also welcome to reach out directly to our sales team at sales@fiixsoftware.com if you'd like, or if you have an account manager, we also suggests that if you have specific questions about your account and the dashboard, that you reach out to that individual. So that's going to be it for us today. So from myself and the whole team here at Fiix, we just wanted to say thanks again for joining us this afternoon, and we will be in touch with you all very, very soon.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.